Hello, I'm Ren Teed, and today I'm going to teach you how to use your Count Fast deck cards called Concept of Addition, Subtraction with the numbers 1 through 6. This card deck is geared towards students who are in kindergarten and first grade. The purpose of the Count Fast addition and subtraction concepts are to teach kids the very basic addition and subtraction numbers. We don't want to get too big too fast, because again, they're only in kindergarten and first grade. So we're just wanting to build the building blocks of what is addition, what is subtraction. So we're using very small numbers. So within this deck, just like all of our decks, the very first card is a math focus card. This card gives you an overall concept of the deck. The second card is going to be your instruction card. So the instruction card is done by colors. So you'll see we've got 3 sets of colored cards here. We've got yellow, we've got some pink cards, and we've got some blue cards. So this will always go with your yellow cards, which is why it has a number 2 in the corner. All of these cards are numbered so that you can keep track of where you're at and what you're using these cards for. The first deck, or the first set of cards within this deck, you'll see are the yellow cards. So with these yellow cards, what you'll want to have your students or your kids do is to line them up in numerical order. So you're going to create a number line from the number 0 through 12. And then at the bottom, you can put the plus, the minus, and the equal sign. So this is a review of our first deck, which is a reading and writing deck. So again, they'll get to see the number with the word and put them in numerical order. So we're really building from deck to deck on their skills. So this is just your review. And again, we'll use this number line for some of the other activities within this deck. Once you have them set up their number line, your second set of cards within this deck are going to be the color blue. And again, we'll have the instruction card, which will tell you how to use these blue cards. The blue cards are for kids to start to learn how to do very basic addition. So what you'll want to do is within this deck, you'll see that there are different numbers. We've got 0 through 6 on these cards. And you'll want to mix them up and place one deck on the far right side with your plus sign in the middle. And then again, we've got another set of cards which are 0 through 6. You'll want to place those in a random order face down, and then place your equal sign. So what we're doing is we're building math equations for your students or your kids to solve. So as you flip these cards over, for example, 3 plus 2, you'll want your kids to be able to solve the answer. So we're teaching them to add, so they'll use their number line. So they should come down here, and you can help teach them by letting them get hands-on with the cards by saying 3 plus 2 more, and your answer would then be 5. So again, you flip the cards. So in this example, 2 plus 1, you would come to the number 2 and have your students physically touch the cards, because the hands-on will give them a better memory of what these cards are, and it just helps them to learn the cards a lot better if they can physically touch the cards as they're doing the process. So they would go 2 plus 1 more card, is your answer 3. So that's the first blue activity. So you'll want to go through all of the cards, and again, we have a time record sheet so you can keep track of how fast every day they can get through the deck of cards and be able to correctly identify what the answer is. Your pink set of cards within this deck is the same concept, but it's teaching them very basic subtraction. So again, you have your card with the instructions. You set it up the exact same. And as you start to flip the cards, they can come down here and they can start to take away. So they can start with 12, because our first number is 12 minus 6, and then they can count backwards 6 cards. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they would know that their answer is going to be 6. So again, as you flip through these cards, they can physically touch and count back to get their answer, and you can start to record their times to see how fast they can do this every day. The biggest note is when you're doing subtraction is you'll want to make sure that your bigger numbers are on the appropriate side. So on the right side, you'll want the big numbers, and on the left side, you'll want the little numbers, so that we're not confusing the students. The biggest point of this game is to let the students learn very, very basic addition and subtraction and what that actually means by counting forward and then counting backwards. So it's very important for them to be able to understand that and get physical with these cards. And as you start to do this day after day and keep time records, your kid and you should be able to see that they're getting a lot faster. And that's also one of the points of them getting comfortable in math, is the more they practice, the faster they get, which is why we call it Count Fast.